men and true.
Yea, or else it were pity that they should suffer salvation, body and soul.
Nay, that were a punishment too good for them. They should have any allegiance in them being chosen for the prince's watch.
Well, give them their charge, neighbour Dogberry.
First, who think you the most desertless man to be constable?
You okay, sir? Or George Seacole, for they can read and write.
Come hither, neighbour Seacole. God hath blessed you with a good name. To be a well-favoured man is the gift of fortune, but to write and read comes by nature.
Both which, Master Constable?
You have? I knew it would be your answer. Well, for your favour, sir, do I give God thanks, and make no boast of it. And for your writing and reading, let that appear when there is no need of such vanity. You are thought here to be the most senseless and fit man for the constable of the watch. Therefore, bear you a lantern. This is your charge. You shall comprehend all vagrant men. You are to bid any man stand in the prince's name.
However will not stand.
Then take no note of him. Let him go, and presently call the rest of the watch together, and thank God you are good of the knave.
If he will not stand when he is bidden, he is none of the prince's subjects.
True. They are to meddle with none but the prince's subjects. Yes. You shall also make no noise in the streets. For the watch to babble and talk is most tolerable and not to be endured.
We will rather sleep than talk. We know what belongs to a watch.
Why? You speak like an ancient and most quiet watchman. For I cannot see how sleeping should offend. Only have care that your bills be not stolen. Let's see. You are to call at all the alehouses and bid those that are drunk get them to bed.
Oh, they will not.
Let them alone till they are sober. If they make you not, then the better answer. You may say they are not the men you took them for.
Well, sir.
Now, if you meet a thief, you may suspect him by virtue of your office to be no true man. And for such kind of men, the less you meddle or make with them, why the more is for your honesty.
If we know him to be a thief, shall we not lay hands on him?
Truly, by your office you may, but I think they that touch pitch would be defiled. The most peaceful way for you, if you do take a thief, is let him show himself what he is and steal out of your company.
You've always been called a merciful man, partner.
Truly. I would not hang a dog by my will, much more a man with any honesty in him.
Oh, if you hear a child cry in the night, you must call to the nurse and bid her still it. Shh.
How if the nurse be asleep and will not hear us?
Why then depart in peace and let the child wake her with crying. Oh, the ewe that will not hear her lamb when it bays will never answer a calf when he bleats.
Oh, 'tis very true.
This is the end of the charge. You, constable, are to present the prince's own person. If you meet him, the prince, in the night, you may stay him.
Nay, by Our Lady, that I think I cannot.
5 shillings to one who won't. With any man that knows the statutes, he may stay him. Well, not without the prince being willing, for indeed the watch ought to offend no man, and it is an offense to stay a man against his will.
Oh, by Our Lady, I think it be so.
Yes. Well, masters, good night, and there be any matter of weight chances, call me up. Keep your fellows' counsels and your own, and good night, and come neighbor.
Well, masters, we hear our charge. Let us go sit here upon the church bench till 2, and then all to bed.
Oh, one word more, honest neighbors. I pray you watch about Signor Leonotto's door for the wedding being there tomorrow. There is a great coil tonight. Adieu, be vigilant, I beseech you.
Conrad! What? Conrad!
Peace. Stir not.
Conrad!
Here, I'm at thy elbow.
Conrad?
I'm at thy elbow!
Ah! Oh, so my elbow itched. Thought there were a scab would follow.
I will owe thee an answer for that. And now forward with thy tale.
Oh, well. Stand thee close and under this penthouse, for it drizzles rain, and I will, like a true drunkard, uddle all to thee.
Some treason,
Right.
masters. You'd stand close.
Therefore know, I have earned of Don John 1,000 ducats.
Is it possible that any villain should be so dear?
Well, that should rather ask if it were possible any villainy should be so rich. For when rich villains have need of poor ones may make what price they will.
I wonder at it.
That shows thou art unconfirmed. Thou knowest that the fashion of a doublet, or a hat, or a cloak, or is nothing to a man.
Yes,
Ah,
it is apparel.
yeah, I mean the fashion.
Yes, the fashion is the fashion.
You know, I say the fool's the fool. But seest thou not what a deformed thief fashion is?
I know that deformed. He has been a vile thief for this 7 years. I goes up and down like a gentleman. I remember his name.
Dost thou just hear somebody?
No? 'Twas the vein on the house.
Seest thou not, I say, what a deformed thief this fashion is? How giddily he turns about all the hot bloods between 14 and 5 and 30, and sometimes fashioning like Pharaoh soldiers in the Ricci painting, and sometimes like God's bell priests in an old church window, and sometimes like a shaven Hercules in smirched worm-eaten tapestry, or his codpiece. Seems as glossy as his club.
All this I see, and I see the fashion wears out more apparel than the man. But art thou thyself giddy with the fashion too, that thou hast shifted out of thy tale into telling me of the fashion?
Not so neither, but know that I have tonight wooed Margaret, the lady hero's gentlewoman by the name of Hero.
Huh?
She leans me out her mistress's chamber window, bids me 1,000 times good night. Oh, I tell this tale vilely. I should first tell thee how the prince, Claudio, and my master, planted and placed and possessed by my master Don John, saw far off in the orchard this amiable encounter.
And thought they Margaret was hero?
Oh, 2 of them did, Prince and Claudio. But the devil, my master, knew she was Margaret, and partly by his oaths, which first possessed them, partly by the dark night, which did deceive them, but chiefly by my villainy, which did confirm any slander that Don John had made. Away went Claudio, enraged, swore he would meet her, and as he was appointed the next morning at the temple, before the whole congregation, shame her with what he saw her the night, sent her home again without a husband.
Huh.
We charge you with the prince's name, Stun.
Hold up the right, Master Constable. We have here recovered the most dangerous piece of lechery that ever was known in the Commonwealth.
And one deformed is one of them. I know him. And where's a lock?
Masters!
Oh, you'll be made bring deformed forth, I warrant you.
Masters!
Never speak. We charge you. Let us obey you to go with us.
Oh, we are like to prove a goodly commodity being taken up with these men's bills.
A commodity's in question, I warrant you. Come, we'll obey you.
Good Ursula, wake my cousin Beatrice and desire her to rise,
I will, lady.
and bid her come hither.
Well,
Troth, I think your other rubato were better.
No, Pray thee, good Meg. I'll wear this.
By my troth's not so good. I warrant your cousin will say so.
My cousin's a fool, and thou art another. I'll wear none but this.
Hire within excellently. If the hair were a thought browner, and your gown's the most rare fashion, in faith, I saw the Duchess of Milan's gown that they praise so.
That exceeds, they say.
By my troth's but a nightgown in respect of yours, cloth of gold, and cuts, and waist with silver, set with pearls, down sleeves, side sleeves, and skirts round, underborne with a bluish tinsel, but for a fine, quaint, graceful, and excellent fashion, yours is worth 10 on it.
God, give me joy to wear it, for my heart is exceeding heavy.
'Twill be soon heavier by the weight of a man.
Art thou ashamed?
Of what, lady? Of speaking honorably? Is not marriage honorable in a beggar? Is not your lord honorable without marriage? I think you would have me say, saving your reverence, a husband. And bad thinking, do not rest true speaking. I'll offend nobody. Is there any harm in the heavier for a husband? None, I think. And be it the right husband and right wife. Otherwise, 'tis light and not heavy. Ask my lady Beatrice else. Here she comes.
Good morrow, cuz.
Oh, good morrow, sweet hero.
How now do you speak in this sick tune?
I am all out of all other tune, methinks.
That goes without a burden. You sing it, and I'll dance it. Light o' love.
Yea, light o' love with your heels. Then if your husband have stables enough, you shall see he shall lack no barns.
Oh, illegitimate construction. I scorn that with my heels.
It's almost 5 o'clock, cousin. 'Tis time you were ready. By my troth, I am exceeding ill.
For a hawk, a horse, or a husband.
For the letter that begins them all, H.
Well, and you not be turned Turk, there's no more sailing by the star.
What means the fool, trow?
Nothing I, but God send everyone their heart's desire.
These gloves the Count sent me are an excellent perfume.
Cousin, I cannot smell.
Ah, made and stuffed. There's goodly catching of cold.
God help me. God help me. How long have you been professed of apprehension?
And see, ever since you left it, doth not my wit become me rarely?
It is not seen enough. You should wear it in your cap. By my troth, I am sick. Ugh.
Get you some of this distilled Cardus Benedictus, and lay it to your heart. 'Tis the only thing for a qualm.
There, thou prickst her with a thistle.
Benedictus. Why Benedictus? You have some moral in this Benedictus.
Moral? No, by my troth, I have no moral. I meant plain holy thistle. You may think, perchance, that I think that you are in love. Nay, by Our Lady, I am not such a fool to think what I list, nor I think not to think, nor I list not to think what I can, nor indeed I cannot think, if you would think my heart out of thinking that you are in love, or that you will be in love, or that you can be in love. Yet Benedict was such another, and now he has become a man. He swore he would never marry, and yet now, in despite of his heart, he eats his meat without grudging. And how you may be converted, I know not, but methinks you look with your eyes as other women do.
What pace is this that thy tongue keeps?
Gallop.
Madam, withdraw! The prince, the count, Senior Benedict, Don John, and all the gallants of the town are here to fetch you to church.
Oh, help me to dress, good cuz, good Meg, good Ursula.
What would you with me, honest neighbor?
Marry, sir, I would have some confidence with you that discerns you nearly.
Briefly, I pray you, for you see, it is a busy time with me.
Marry, this it is, sir.
Yes, in truth it is, sir.
What is it, my good friends?
Goodman Burgess, sir, speaks a little off the matter. An old man, sir, his wits are not so blunt as God help I desire they were. But in face, honest as the skin between his brows.
Yes, I thank God I am as honest as any man living, and that is an old man, and no honester than I.
Comparisons are odorous, palabrous, neighbor Burgess.
Neighbors, you are tedious.
Pleases your worship to say so. We are the poor duke's officers. But truly, for mine own part, if I were as tedious as a king, I could find it in my heart to bestow it all of your worship.
All of thy tediousness on me?
Yes, and for 1,000 pound more it is. For I hear as good exclamation in your worship as of any man in this city. And though I be but a poor man, I am glad to hear it.
So am I.
I would fain know what you have to say.
Harry, sir, I watched tonight, expecting your worship's present, had taken a couple of errant knaves as any in Messina.
A good old man, sir. He'll be talking, as they say, when the age is in, the wit is out. God help us. Well, sir, faith neighbor Burgess. Well, God's a good man, and 2 men ride a horse. By my troth he is, as ever broke bread. But God is to be worshipped. All men are not alike. Alas, good neighbor.
Indeed, neighbor, he comes too short of thee.
It's the God gives.
I must leave you.
One word, sir. Our watch, sir, have indeed comprehended 2 auspicious persons, and we would have them this morning examined before your worship.
Take their examination yourself, and bring it me. I am now in great haste, as may appear unto you.
You shall be subjects.
Drink some wine ere you go. Fare you well.
My lord, they stay for you to give your daughter to her husband.
I'll wait upon them. I am ready.
Go, good partner, go. Get you to Francis Seacole. Bid him bring his pen and inkhorn to the gull. We are now to examination these men.
And we must do it wisely.
We will spare no for wit. I warrant you. Here's that shall drive some of them to a non-come. Only get this learned rider to set down our excommunication and meet me at the gallows.
Come from? Well, too late now.
I think it came together pretty well.
Who put that over there? I need to talk to you.
Not right now.
Lovely, just lovely.
Come, Friar Francis, be brief. Only to the plain form of marriage, and you shall recount their particular duties afterwards.
You come hither, my lord, to marry this lady?
No.
To be married to her. Friar, you come to marry her.
Lady, you come hither to be married to this lord?
I do.
If either of you know any inward impediment to why you should not be conjoined, I charge you on your souls to utter it.
Know you any, hero?
None, my lord.
Know you any, count?
I dare make his answer, none.
Oh, what men dare do, what men may do, what men daily do, not knowing what they do.
How now, interjections? Why, then some be of laughing, as
Any by, friar. Father, by your leave, will you, with free and unconstrained soul, give me this maid, your daughter?
as freely, son, as God did give her me.
And what have I give you back whose worth may counterpoise this rich and precious gift?
Nothing, unless you into her again.
Ah, sweet prince, you learn me noble thankfulness. There, Leonardo, take her back again. Give not this rotten orange to your friend. She's but the sign and semblance of her honor. Behold, how like a maid she blushes here. What authority and show of truth can cunning sin cover itself withal? Comes not that blood as modest evidence to witness simple virtue? Would you not swear, all you that see her, that she were a maid by these exterior shows? But she is none. She knows the heat of a luxurious bed. Her blush is guiltiness, not modesty.
What do you mean, my lord?
Not to be married, not to knit my soul to an approved wanton.
My lord, if you, in your own proof, have vanquished the resistance of her youth and made defeat of her virginity.
I know what you would say. If I had known her, you will say she did embrace me as a husband, and so accentuate the forehand sin. No, Leonardo, I never tempted her with word too large, but as a brother to his sister, showed only bashful sincerity and comely love.
And seemed I ever otherwise to you?
Out on thee, seeming, I will write against it. You seem to me as Diane in her orb, as chaste as the bud ere it were blown. But you are more intemperate in your blood than Venus, or those pampered animals that rage in savage sensuality.
Is my lord well that he doth speak so wide?
Sweet prince, why speak not you?
What should I speak? I stand dishonored that have gone about to link my dear friend to a common stale.
Oh my God. Are these things spoken, or do I but dream?
Oh, sir, they are spoken, and these things are true.
This looks not like a nuptial.
True! Oh, good.
Leonardo, stand I here? Is this the prince? Is this the prince's brother? Is this face Hero's? Are our eyes our own?
All this is so, but what of this, my lord?
Let me move but one question to your daughter, and by that fatherly and kindly power that you have in her, bid her answer truly.
I charge thee, do so, as thou art my child.
Oh, God defend me how I am beset. What kind of catechizing call you this?
To make you answer truly to your name.
If not Hero, who can blot that name with any just reproach?
Marry that can Hero. Hero itself can blot out Hero's virtue. Who was it talked with you yesternight out your window betwixt 12 and 1? Now, if you are a maid, answer to this.
I talked with no person at that hour.
Why, then you are no maiden. Leonardo, I am sorry you must hear this. Upon my honor, myself, my brother, and this grieved count did see her, hear her at that hour last night, talk with a ruffian at her chamber window, who hath, indeed, most like a liberal villain confessed the vile encounters they have had 1,000 times in secret.
Oh, fie. They're not to be named, my lord, not to be spoke of. There's not chastity enough in language without offense to utter them. Thus, pretty lady, I am sorry for thy much misgovernment.
Oh, Hero, what a hero hadst thou been, if half thy outward graces had been placed about thy thoughts and counsels of thy heart. Fare thee well, most owl, most fair. Fare thee well, thou pure impiety and impious purity. For thee I'll lock up the gates of love, and on my eyelids shall conjecture hang, to turn all beauty into thoughts of harm, and never shall it be more gracious.
Hath no man's dagger here a point for me?
Cousin? Why, how now, cousin? Wherefore sink you down?
Come, let us go. These things thus come to light, smother her spirits up.
How doth the lady?
Dead, I think. Help! Uncle! Hero! Why, Hero? Uncle! Senior Benedict Friar!
O fate, take not away thy heavy hand. Death is the fairest cover for her shame that may be wished for.
Oh no, cousin Hero.
Comfort, lady.
Dost thou look up?
Yea, wherefore should she not?
Wherefore? Why, doth not every earthly thing cry shame upon her? Could she here deny the story that is printed in her blood? Do not live, Hero. Do not ope thine eyes. For did I think thou wouldst not quickly die, thought I thy spirits were stronger than thy shames, myself would, on the rearwood of reproaches, strike at thy life. Grieved I had but one? Tried I for that frugal nature's frame? Oh, one too much by thee. Why had I one? Why ever wast thou lovely in mine eyes? Why had I not with charitable hand took up a beggar's issue at my gates, who smirched thus and mired with infamy? I might have said, no part of it is mine. This shame derives itself from unknown loins. But mine, and mine I loved, and mine I praised, and mine that I was proud on, mine so much that I myself was myself, not mine, valuing of her. Why she is fallen into a pit of ink, that the wide sea hath drops too few to wash her clean again, and salt too little, which may season give to her foul tainted flesh.
Sir, be patient. For my part, I am so attired in wonder, I know not what to say.
On my soul, my cousin is belied.
Lady, were you her bedfellow last night?
No, truly not. Although until last night, I have this 12-month been her bedfellow.
Confirmed, confirmed. Oh, that is stronger made, which before was barred up with ribs of iron. Would the two princes lie, and Claudio lie, who loved her so, that speaking of her foulness washed it with tears? Hence from her, let her die.
A little. For I have been silent for so long, and given way unto this course of fortune by noting of the lady. I have marked 1,000 blushing apparitions to start into her face. 1,000 innocent shames in angel whiteness bear away those blushes. And in her eye there hath appeared a fire to burn the errors that these princes hold against her maiden truth. Call me a fool. Trust not my reading nor my observations, what with experimental seal doth warrant the tenure of my book. Trust not my age, my reverence, calling, nor divinity, if this sweet lady lie not guiltless here under some biting error.
Friar, it cannot be. Thou seest that all the grace she hath left is that she will not add to her damnation a sin of perjury. She not denies it. Why seekest thou then to cover with excuse that which appears in proper nakedness?
Lady, what person is this that you are accused of?
They know that do accuse me. I know none. I know more of any man alive than that which maiden modesty doth warrant. Let all my sins lack mercy. Oh, my father, prove you that any man with me conversed at hours unmet, or that I yesterday night maintained the charge of words with any creature. Refuse me, hate me, torture me to death.
There is some strange misprison in the princes.
2 of them have the very bent of honor, and if their wisdoms be misled in this, the practice of it lives in John the Bastard, whose spirit's toiling frame of villainies.
I know not. If they speak but truth of her, these hands shall tear her. If they wrong her honor, the proudest of them shall well hear of it. Time hath not yet so dry this blood of mine, nor age so eat up my invention, nor fortune made such havoc of my means, nor my bad life reft me so much of friends, but they shall find, awaked in such a kind, both strength of limb and policy of mind, ability and means, and choice of friends, to quit me of them thoroughly.
Pause a while, and let my counsel sway you in this case. Your daughter here the prince is left for dead. Let her a while be secretly kept in and publish it that she is dead indeed. Maintain a mourning ostentation, and on your family's old monument hang mournful epitaphs, and do all rites that appertain unto a burial.
What shall become of this? What will this do?
Marry, this well carried shall on her behalf change slander to remorse. That is some good, but not for that dream I on this strange course, but on the travail look for greater birth. She, dying, as it must be so maintained upon this instant that she was accused, shall be lamented, pitied, and excused of every hearer. For so it falls out that what we have we prize not to the worth while we enjoy it, but being lacked and lost, why, then we rack the value, then we find the virtue that is possession would not show us while it was ours. So it will fare with Claudio. When he shall hear she died upon his words, the idea of her life shall sweetly creep into his study of imagination, and every lovely organ of her life shall come apparelled in more precious habit, more moving, delicate, and full of life, that when she lived indeed, then he shall mourn. If ever love had interest in his liver, and wish he had not so accused her. No, though he thought his accusation true. Let this be so, and doubt not but success will fashion the event in better shape than I can lay it down in likelihood. But if all aim but this be levelled false, and the supposition of the lady's death will quench the wonder of her infamy, and if it sort not well, you may conceal her, as best befits her wounded reputation in some reclusive and religious life, out of all eyes, tongues, minds, and injuries.
Signor Leonato, let the friar advise you, and though you know my inwardness and love is very much unto the prince and Claudio, yet by mine honor, I will deal in this as secretly and justly as your soul should with your body.
Being that I flow in grief, the smallest twine may lead me.
This well consented. Presently away, for strange sores strangely they strain the cure. Come, lady, die to live. This wedding day perhaps is but prolonged. Have patience and endure.
Lady Beatrice, have you wept all this while?
Yea, and I will weep a while longer.
I will not desire that.
You have no reason, I do it freely.
Surely I do believe your fair cousin is wronged.
How much might the man deserve of me that would right her?
Is there any way to show such friendship?
A very even way. But no such friend.
May a man do it?
It is a man's office, but not yours.
I do love nothing in the world so well as you. Is that not strange?
A stranger thing I know not. It were as possible for me to say I loved nothing so well as you. But believe me not. And yet I lie not. I confess nothing, nor I deny nothing. I am sorry for my cousin.
By my sword, Beatrice, thou lovest me.
Oh, do not swear by it and eat it.
I will swear by it that you love me, and I will make him eat it that says I love not you.
Will you not eat your word?
With no sauce that can be devised to it. I protest, I love thee.
Why, God forgive me.
What offense, sweet Beatrice?
You have stayed me in a happy hour. I was about to protest I loved you.
Then do it, with all thy heart.
I love you with so much of my heart that none is left to protest.
Come bid me do anything for thee.
Kill Claudio.
Not for the wide world.
You kill me to deny it. Farewell.
Tarry, sweet Beatrice.
I am gone, though I am here. I have
Beatrice.
no love in you. I pray you, let me go. In faith, I will go.
Beatrice, we'll be friends first.
You dare easier be friends with me than fight with mine enemy?
Is Claudio thine enemy?
Is he not approved in the height a villain that hath slandered, scorned, dishonored my kinswoman? Oh, that I were a man! What, bear her in hand till they come to take hands, and then with uncovered slander, public accusation, unmitigated rancor? Oh, God, that I were a man! I would eat his heart in the marketplace.
Hear me, Beatrice.
Talk with a man at a window, a proper saying.
Nay, but Beatrice.
Sweet hero. She is wronged. She is slandered. She is undone.
Beatrice.
Princes and counties. Surely a princely testimony. A goodly count confect. A sweet gallant, surely. That I were a man for his sake. Or that I had any friend would be a man for my sake. But manhood is melted into courtesies. Valor into compliment, and men are only turned to tongue and trim ones too. He is now as valiant as Hercules that only tells a lie and swears it. I cannot be a man with wishing. Therefore I will die a woman with grieving.
Tarry, good Beatrice. By this hand I love thee.
Use it for my love some other way than swearing by it.
Think you in your soul that Count Claudio hath wronged Hero?
Yea, as sure as I have a thought or a soul.
Enough. I am engaged. I will challenge him. I will kiss your hand, and so leave you. By this hand, Claudio shall render me a dear account. As you hear of me, so think of me. Go comfort your cousin. I must say she is dead. And so farewell.
Is our whole assembly appeared?
Oh, a stool and a cushion for the sexton.
Which be the malefactors?
Mary, that am I and my partner.
Nay, that's certain. We have the exhibitions to examine.
But which are the offenders to be examined? Let them come before the master constable.
Yes, Mary. Let them come before me. What is your name, friend?
I'm Baraccio.
Pray, write down Baraccio. Yours, sir?
I am a gentleman, sir. My name is Conrad.
Write down Master Gentleman Conrad. Masters, do you serve God?
Yea, sir.
We hope.
We hope.
Write down they hope they serve God. And write God first. for God to defend, but God should go before such villains. Masters, it is proved already that you are little more than false knaves, and it will go near to be thought so shortly. How you answer for yourselves?
Marry, sir. We say we are none.
Marvelous witty fellow, I assure you. But we'll go about with him. Come here, sir. word in your ear. I say to you, it is thought you are false knaves.
Sir, I say we are none.
Well, stand aside, for God, they are both in a tale. Have you written down that they are none?
Master Constable, you know not the way to examine. You must call forth the watch that are their accusers.
Oh, yeah, Mary, that's the aftest way. Let the watch come forth. Masters, I charge you in the prince's name, accuse these men.
This man, sir, this person said that John, the prince's brother, was a villain.
Write down Prince John a villain. Well, this is flat perjury. To call the prince's brother a villain.
Master Constable.
Pray thee, villain, peace. Do not like thy look, I promise thee.
What heard you him say else?
Mary, that she had received 1,000 ducats of Don John for accusing the lady hero wrongfully.
A flat burglary as ever was committed.
Yea, by the mass, that it is.
What else, fellow?
That Count Claudio did mean, upon his words, to disgrace Hero before the whole assembly and not marry her.
Oh, villain, thou will be condemned into everlasting redemption for this.
What else?
This is all.
And this is more, masters, than you can deny. Prince John is this morning secretly stolen away. Hero was in this manner accused, in this manner refused, and upon the grief of this, suddenly died. Master Constable, let them be bound and brought to Leonato's. I will go before and show their examination.
Come, let them be obeyed.
Let them be in her hands.
Off, coxcomb!
God in my life, where's the sexton? Let him write down Princess Officer Coxcomb. Come, bind him, a naughty varlet.
Wait! You were an ass! And you were an ass!
Dost thou not suspect my place? Dost thou not suspect my years? Oh, you were here to write me down an ass. But masters, remember that I am an ass. Though it be not written down, forget not that I am an ass. Thou, villain, thou art full of piety. I shall prove it upon you by good witness. I am a wise fellow, which is more an officer, and which is more a householder, and which is more as pretty a piece of flesh as can be found within Messina. And one that knows the law, go to, and which enough fellow, go to, and a fellow that hath had losses, and one that hath 2 gowns! 2! Everything handsome about him. Bring him away. Oh, that I had been ripped down an ass!
If you go on thus, you will kill yourself. And 'tis not wisdom thus to second grief against yourself.
I pray thee, cease thy counsel, which falls on mine ears as profitless as water in a sieve. Give not me counsel, nor let no comforter delight mine ear, but such a one whose wrongs do suit with mine. Bring me a father who so loved his child, whose joy of her is overwhelmed like mine, and bid him speak of patience. Measure his woe the length and breadth of mine, and let it answer every strain for strain, in every lineament, branch, shape, and form. If such a one will smile and stroke his beard, bid sorrow wag, Cry him when he should groan. Patch grief with proverbs. Make misfortune drunk with candle wasters. Bring him yet to me, and I of him will gather patience. But there is no such man, brother. Men can counsel and speak comfort to that grief which they themselves not feel. Their counsel turns to passion, which before would give preceptual medicine to rage. Better strong madness in silken threads. Charm aches with air and agony with words. No. 'Tis all men's office to speak patience to those that wring under the load of sorrow. But no man's virtue nor sufficiency to be so moral when he shall endure the like himself. Therefore give me no counsel. My griefs cry louder than advertisement.
Therein do men from children nothing differ.
I pray thee peace. I will be flesh and blood. For there was never yet philosopher that could endure the toothache patiently, however they have writ the style of gods and made a push at chance and sufferance.
Yet bend not all the harm upon yourself. Make those that do offend you suffer too.
There thou speakest reason. Nay, I will do so. My soul doth tell me Hero is belied. And that shall Claudio know, so shall the prince, and all of them that thus dishonor her.
Here come the prince and Claudio hastily.
Good din. Good din.
Good day to both of you.
Hear you, my lords.
We have some haste, Leonardo.
Some haste, my lord? Well, fare you well, my lord. Are you so hasty now? Well, all is one.
Nay, do not quarrel with us, good old man.
If he could right himself with quarreling, some of us would lie low.
Who wrongs him?
Marry, thou dost wrong me. Thou dissembler, thou. Nay, never lay thy hand upon thy sword. I fear thee not.
Marry, beshrew my hand, if it should give your age such cause of fear. In faith, my hand meant nothing to my sword.
Tush, man, never flee or ingest at me. I speak not like a dotard nor a fool, as under privilege of age to brag what I have done being young, or would do were I not old. No, Claudio, to thy head, thou hast so wronged my innocent child and me, that I am forced to lay my reverence by, and with gray hairs and bruise of many days, do challenge thee to trial of a man. I say thou hast belied mine innocent child. Thy slander has gone through and through her heart, and she lies buried with her ancestors, in a tomb where never scandal slept, save this of hers framed by thy villainy.
My villainy?
Thine, Claudio, thine, I say.
You say not right, old man.
My lord, I'll prove it on his body if he dare. Despite his nice fence and his active practice, his May of youth and bloom of lustihood.
Way, I will have naught to do with you.
Canst thou so daff me? Thou hast killed my child. If thou killest me, boy, thou shalt kill a man.
He shall kill two of us, and men indeed. But that's no matter. Let him kill one first. Win me and wear me. Let him answer me. Come, follow me, boy, come. Come, sir boy, follow me. Sir boy, I'll whip you from your foining fence. Nay, as a gentleman, I will.
Brother.
Content yourself. God knows I loved my niece, and she is dead, slandered to death by villains. That dares as well answer a man indeed as I dare take a serpent by the tongue. Boys, apes, braggarts, jacks, milksops.
Brother Anthony.
Hold you content. What man I know them, yea, and what they weigh, even to the utmost scruple. Scrambling out, facing fashion-monging boys that lie in cog and flout, depraved and slender, yet go antically, show outward hideousness, and speak of half a dozen dangerous words, how they might hurt their enemies if they durst, and this is all.
But Brother Anthony...
Come, 'tis no matter. Do not you meddle. Let me deal in this.
Gentlemen, both, we will not wake your patience. My heart is sorry for your daughter's death, but on my honor, she was charged with nothing but what was true and very full of proof.
My lord, my lord.
I will not hear you.
No? Oh, come away, brother. I will be heard.
And shall, or some of us will smart for it.
See, here comes the man we went to seek.
Now, Signor, what news?
Good day, Signor.
Welcome, Senor. You are almost to come to part, almost afraid.
We'd like to have had our two noses snapped off by two old men without teeth.
Leonardo and his brother. Now, what thinkest thou? Had we fought, I doubt we should have been too young for them.
In a false quarrel, there is no true valor. I came to seek you both.
We've been up and down to seek thee, for we are high-proof melancholy, and would fain have it beaten away. Wilt thou use thy wit?
It is in my scabbard. Shall I draw it?
Dost thou wear thy wit by thy side?
Oh, never any did so. The very many have been beside their wit. I will bid thee draw, as we do the minstrels. Draw to pleasure us.
As I am an honest man, he looks pale. Art thou sick or angry?
What? Courage, man. Though what care killed the cat, thou hast metal enough in thee to kill care.
Sir, I shall meet your wit in the career, and you charge it against me. I pray you choose another subject.
Nay, then, give him another staff. This last with broke cross.
By this light, he changes more and more. I think he be angry indeed.
If he be, he knows how to turn his girdle.
Shall I speak a word in your ear?
Oh, God bless me from a challenge.
You are a villain. I jest not. I will make it good how you dare, when you dare, and with what you dare. Do me right, or I will protest your cowardice. You have killed a sweet lady, and her death shall fall heavy on you. Let me hear from you.
Well, I will meet you, so I may have good cheer.
What? A feast? A feast?
I' faith, I thank him. He hath bid me to a calf's head and a capon, the which if I do not carve most curiously, say my knife's not. Shall I find a woodcock too?
Sir, your wit ambles well. It goes easily.
Well, I'll tell thee how Beatrice praised thy wit the other day. I said, thou hast a fine wit. True, she says, fine little one. No, said I, a great wit. Right, she said, a great gross one. Nay, said I, a good wit. Just, she said, it hurts nobody. Nay, said I, the gentleman is wise. Certain, said she, a wise gentleman. Nay, said I, he hath the tongues. That I believe, said she, for he swore a thing to me on Monday night, which he forswore on Tuesday morning. Now there's a double tongue. There's two tongues. Thus did she an hour together transshape thy particular virtues. Yet at last she concluded with a sigh. Thou wast the properest man in Italy.
For the which she wept heartily and said she cared not.
Yea, that she did. But yet for all that, and if she did not hate him deadly, she would love him dearly. The old man's daughter told us all.
All, and moreover, God saw him when he was hid in the garden.
But when shall we set the savage bull's horn on the sensible Benedict's head?
Yea, and text underneath, here dwells Benedict, the married man.
Fare you well, boy. You know my mind. I will leave you now to your gossip-like humor. You break jests as braggarts do their blades, which God be thanked hurt not. My lord, for your many courtesies, I thank you. I must discontinue from your company. Your brother the bastard is fled Messina. You have among you killed a sweet and innocent lady. For my lord Lackbeard there, he and I shall meet. Until then, peace be with him.
He is in earnest.
In most profound earnest, and I'll warrant you for the love of Beatrice.
And hath challenged thee?
Most sincerely.
What a pretty thing man is when he goes in his doublet and leaves off his wit.
He is then a giant to an ape, but then an ape is a doctor to such a man.
What taught you? Let me be. Pluck out my heart and be sad. Did he not say my brother was fled?
From you, sir, just...
Oh. From you, sir, if justice cannot tame you, she shall never weigh more reasons in her balance. Nay, and you be a cursing hypocrite once, you must be looked to.
No, 2 of my brother's allies bound, and Baratheon one.
And after their offense, my lord.
Officers, what offense have these 2 done?
Marry, sir, they have committed false report, and moreover, they have spoken untruths, and secondarily, they are slanders, and 6th and lastly, they have belied a lady, and thirdly, they have verified unjust things, and to conclude, they are lying knaves.
First, I ask thee what they have done. Thirdly, I ask thee what's their offense. 6th, and lastly, why are they committed, and to conclude what you lay to their charge.
Oh, rightly reasoned, and in his own division. And by my troth, there's one meaning well suited.
Who have you offended, masters, that you are thus bound to your answer? This learned constable is too cunning to be understood. What's your offense?
Oh, sweet prince, let me go no farther to answer mine answer. Do you hear me, and let this count kill me? I have deceived even your very eyes, which your wisdom could not discover, and these, shallow fools, have brought to light, who in the night overheard me confessing to this man how Don John, your brother, incensed me to slander the lady hero, how you were brought into the orchard and saw me court Margaret in hero's garments. Well, how you disgraced her when you should marry her. My villainy they have upon record, which I had rather seal with my death than repeat over my shame. The lady is dead upon mine and my master's false accusation, and briefly I desire nothing but the reward will of a villain.
Runs not the speech like iron through your blood?
I've drunk poison while they uttered it.
But did my brother set thee on to this?
Well, yea, and pay me richly for the practice of it.
He is composed and framed of treachery, and bled he is upon this villain.
Oh, sweet hero, now thy image doth appear in the rare semblance that I loved at first.
Come, bring away the plaintiffs. By this time our sexton hath reformed Signor Leonato of the matter. And, masters, do not forget to specify, when time and place will serve, that I am an ass.
Here comes Master Signor Leonato, and the sexton too.
Which is the villain? Let me see their eyes, that when I note another like them, I may avoid them. Which of these is it?
Well, if you would know your wronger, look on me.
Art thou the slave that hath with thy breath killed mine innocent child?
Yea, even I alone?
No, not so, villain. Thou beliest thyself. Here stand a pair of honorable men, a third is fled that had a hand in it. I thank you, princes, for my daughter's death. Record it with your high and worthy deeds. 'Twas bravely done, if you bethink you of it.
I know not how to pray your patience, yet I must speak. Choose your revenge yourself. Impose me to what penance your invention can lay upon my sin. Yet sinned I not, but am mistaken.
By my soul, nor I. And yet, to satisfy this good old man, I would bend under any heavy weight that he'll enjoin me to.
I cannot bid my daughter live. That were impossible, but I pray you both, possess the people in Messina here how innocent she died. And if your love can labor aught in sad invention, hang an epitaph upon her tomb, and sing it to her bones. Sing it tonight. Tomorrow morning, come you to my house, and since you could not be my son-in-law, be yet my nephew. My brother hath a daughter, almost the copy of my child that's dead, and she alone is heir to both of us. Give her the rights you should have given her cousin, and so dies my revenge.
Oh, noble sir, your overkindness doth wring tears from me. I do embrace your offer, and dispose for henceforth of poor Claudio.
Tomorrow then, I will expect your coming. Tonight I take my leave. This naughty one shall be brought face to face with Margaret, who I believed was packed in this all wrong, hired to it by your brother.
Oh, no, by my soul she was not, nor knew not what she did when she spoke to me, but always hath been just and virtuous in anything I know her by.
Moreover, sir, which indeed is not under white and black, this plaintiff here, the offender, did call me ass. I beseech you, let it be remembered in his punishment. And also the watch heard them talk of one deformed. They say he wears a key in his ear and a lock hanging by it, and borrows money in God's name. And that which he hath used so long and never paid, that now men grow hard-hearted and will lend nothing for God's sake. Pray, examine him upon that point.
I thank thee for thy care and honest pains.
Your worship speaks like a most thankful and reverend youth, and I praise God for you.
There's for your pains.
God save the foundation!
Go, I discharge thee of thy prisoner, and I thank thee.
I leave an errant name with your worship, which I beseech your worship to correct yourself for the example of others. God keep your worship, and I wish your worship well, and God restore you to health. I humbly give you leave to depart, and if a merry meeting may be wished, God prohibit. Come, neighbor.
Until tomorrow morning, lords. Farewell.
Farewell, my lords. We look for you tomorrow.
We will not fail.
Night, I'll mourn with Hero.
Bring you these fellows on. We'll talk with Margaret how her acquaintance grew with this lewd villain.
Sweet. Mistress Margaret, deserve well at my hands by helping me to the speech of Beatrice.
Will you then write me a sonnet in praise of my beauty?
In so high a style, Margaret, that no living man shall come over it, for in most comely truth thou deservest it.
To have no man come over me, why shall I always be kept below the stairs?
Thy wit is as quick as the greyhound's mouth. It catches.
And yours as blunt as the fencer's foils, which hit but hurt not.
A most manly wit, Margaret. It will not hurt a woman, and so I pray thee. Call Beatrice, I give you the bucklers.
Give us the swords, we have bucklers of our own.
If you use them, Margaret, you must put in the pikes with a vice, and they are dangerous weapons for maids.
Well, I will call Beatrice to you, who I think hath legs.
And therefore will come. The god of love, who sits above and knows me and knows me. How pitiful I deserve. I mean, in singing, but in loving. Leander the good swimmer, Troilus, the first employer of panders, and a whole book full of these quondam carpetmongers whose names yet run smoothly in the even road of a blank verse. Why, they were never so truly turned over and over as my poor self in love. Mary, I cannot show it in rhyme. I have tried. I can find no rhyme to lady but baby, an innocent rhyme. To scorn but horn, a hard rhyme. For school, fool, a babbling rhyme. Very ominous endings. No. I was not born under a rhyming planet, nor can I woo in festival terms. Ah, sweet Beatrice, wouldst thou come when I called thee?
Yea, Signor, and depart when you bid me.
Oh, stay but till then.
Then is spoken. Very well now. And yet, ere I go, let me go with what I came for, which is with knowing what hath passed between you and Claudio.
Only foul words, and thereupon will I kiss thee.
Foul words are but foul wind, and foul wind is but foul breath, and foul breath is noisome. Therefore I will depart unkissed.
Thou hast frighted the word out of his right sense, so forcible is thy wit. But I must tell thee plainly, Claudio undergoes my challenge, and either I must shortly hear from him, or I will subscribe him a coward. And I pray thee now, tell me, for which of my bad parts didst thou first fall in love with me?
For all them together. Maintained so politic a state of evil that they will not admit any good part to intermingle with them. But which of my good parts did you first suffer love for me?
Oh, suffer love, a good epithet. I do suffer love indeed, for I love thee against my will.
In spite of your heart, I think. Alas, poor heart. If you spite it for my sake, I will spite it for yours, for I will never love that which my friend hates.
Thou and I are too wise to woo peaceably.
It appears not in this confession. There's not one wise man among 20 that will praise himself.
An old instance, Beatrice, that lived in the time of good neighbors. If a man do not erect in this age his own tomb ere he dies, he shall live no longer in monument than the bell rings and the widow weeps.
And how long is that, think you?
Question. Why, an hour in clamor and a quarter in room. Therefore, it is most expedient for the wise, as I am myself, to be the trumpet of his own virtues. So much for praising myself, who, I must bear witness, is praiseworthy. And now tell me, how doth your cousin?
Very ill.
And how do you?
Very ill too.
Serve God, love me, and mend. There will I leave you, too, for one comes in haste here.
Madam, you must come to your uncle, yonder's old coil at home. It is proved my lady hero hath been falsely accused, the prince and Claudio mightily abused, and John is the author of all, who is fled and gone. Will you come presently?
Will you go hear this news, Signor?
I will live in thy heart, die in thy lap, and be buried in thy eyes, and, moreover, I will go with thee to thy uncle's.
Is this the monument of Leonardo?
It is, my lord.
Great. Okay. Done to death by slanderous tongues was the hero that here lies. Death, in guerdon of her wrongs, gives her fame, which never dies. So the life that died with shame lives in death with glorious fame. Hang thou there upon the tomb, praising her when I am dumb. Now, music sound, and sing your solemn hymn. Pardon, goddess of the night, those that slew thy virgin night. For the which, with songs of woe, round about her tomb they go. Midnight, assist our moan, help us to sigh and groan heavily, heavily. Graves, yawn and yield your dead, till death be uttered heavily, heavily. Now, unto thy bones good night. Yearly I will do this right.
Good morrow, masters. Put your torches out, the wolves have preyed. And look, the gentle day before the wheels of Phobos round about dapples the drowsy east with spots of gray. Thanks to you all, and leave us. Fare you well.
Good morrow, masters. Each his several way.
Come, let us hence, and put on other weeds, and then to Leonato's we will go.
Did I not tell you she was innocent?
So too are the prince and Claudio who accused her, upon the error that you heard debated. But Margaret was in some fault for this, although against her will, as it appears in the true course of the question.
Well, I am glad to help things sort so well.
And so am I, being else by faith enforced to call young Claudio for a reckoning of it.
Well, daughter, and you gentlewomen all, withdraw to a chamber by yourselves, and when I send for you, remain masked. The prince and Claudio are promised by this hour to visit me. You know your office, brother. You must be father to your brother's daughter, and give her to young Claudio.
Which I will do with confirmed countenance.
Friar, I must entreat your pains, I think.
To do what, Signor?
To bind me or undo me, one of them. Signor Leonato, truth is, good Signor, your niece regards me with an eye of favor.
That eye my daughter lent her, 'tis most true.
And I do with an eye of love requite her.
The sight whereof I think you had from me, from Claudio and the prince. But what's your will?
Your answer, sir, is enigmatical, but for my will is your goodwill, may stand with ours this day to be conjoined in this state of honorable marriage, which, good friar, I shall desire your help.
My heart is with your liking.
And my help. Here comes the prince and Claudio.
Good morrow to this fair assembly.
Good morrow, prince. Good morrow, Claudio. We here attend you. Are you yet determined today to marry with my brother's daughter?
I'll hold my mind were she unfavorable.
Call her forth, brother. Here's the friar ready.
Good morrow, Benedict. Why, what's the matter that you have such a February face, so full of frost, of storm and cloudiness?
I think he thinks upon the savage bull. Tush, fear not, man. We'll tip thy horns with gold, and all Europa shall rejoice at thee, as once Europa did at lusty Jove, when he would play the noble beast in love.
Bold Jove, sir, had an amiable low, and some such strange bull leapt your father's cow, and got a calf from that same noble feet, much like to you, for you have just his bleat.
Wow. For this I owe you, but here comes other reckonings. Which is the lady I must seize upon?
The same as she, and I do give you her.
Why, then she's mine. Sweet, let me see her face.
No, that you shall not, until you take her hand before this friar and swear to marry her.
Well, then give me your hand. Before this holy friar, I am your husband, if you like of me.
And when I lived, I was your other wife. And when you loved, You were my other husband.
Another hero.
Nothing certainer. One hero died defiled, but I do live, and surely as I do live, I am a maid.
The former hero. The hero that is dead?
She died, my lord, but whilst her slander lived.
All this amazement I can qualify when, after that holy rites are ended, I'll tell you largely of Hero's death. Meantime, let wonder seem familiar, and to the chapel let us presently.
Soft and fair, friar. Which is Beatrice?
I answer to that name. What is your will?
Do you not love me?
No. No more than reason.
Why then, your uncle and the prince and Claudio have been deceived, for they swore you did.
Do you not love me?
Troth, no more than reason.
Why then my cousin Margaret and Ursula are deceived, for they did swear you did.
They swore you were almost sick for me.
They swore that you were well nigh dead for me.
There's no such matter. Said you do not love me.
No, truly, but in friendly recompense.
Come, cousin, I am sure you love the gentleman.
And I'll be sworn upon that he loves her, for here's a paper written in his hand, a halting sonnet of his own pure brain, fashioned to Beatrice.
Ooh. And here's another, written in my cousin's hand, stolen from her pocket, containing her affection unto Benedict.
Ooh.
A miracle! Here's our own hands against our hearts. Come, I will have thee, though by this light I take thee for pity.
I would not deny you, but by this good day I yield upon great persuasion, and partly to save your life, for I heard that you were in a consumption.
Oh, peace! I will stop your mouth.
How dost thou, Benedict, the married man?
I'll tell thee what, Prince. A college of witcrackers cannot flout me out of my humor. Dost thou think I care for a satire or an epigram? No! If man will be beaten with brains, I shall wear nothing handsome about him. In brief, since I do purpose to marry, I will think nothing to any purpose that the world can say against it. And therefore never flout at me for what I've said against it, for man is a giddy thing, and this is my conclusion. For thy part, Claudio, I did think to have beaten thee, but in that thou art like to be my kinsman, live unbruised, and love my cousin.
I had well hoped thou wouldst have denied, Beatrice, that I might have cudgeled thee out of thy single life, to make thee a double dealer, which, out of the question, thou wilt be if my cousin do not look exceedingly narrow to thee.
Come, we are friends. Let's have a dance ere we are married, that we may lighten our own hearts and our wives' heels.
We'll have dancing afterwards.
First of my word, therefore play music. Prince, thou art sad. Get thee a wife. Get thee a wife. There is no staff more reverent than one tipped with horn.
My lord! My lord! My lord! Your brother John has taken flight and brought with him armed men back to Messina.
Oh my goodness. My goodness, what do you do about that?
True.
Think not on him till tomorrow. I'll devise thee brave punishments for him. Strike up, pipers. Strike up, pipers! Woo-hoo!